Under 90 yards. J-Lo, as you like to say,
Please.
Drew.
Thank you, Al.
Now leads the league in both touchdowns and interceptions. Kind of an odd trophy to have there, I would say. Last season he had 32 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. He's got 8. So is this something or nothing, bro?
I don't think it's anything. Look, he does have, and I know people in Green Bay are comparing him to Brett Favre. He does have some Favre in it. He's a little reckless at times with the football, as you see from the interceptions. But obviously he's great in terms of throwing these touchdowns. Those 15 touchdowns, which are tied with Baker Mayfield, as you said, for the lead, that's in 5 games. Baker's played 6. Mm-hmm. Most other guys have played 6 or 7 games. So he is, I think he's playing well. I think it's nothing. I think he's going to continue to get better and not throw the interceptions. But, yeah, with that team, with the run game, with the receivers they have, I don't think it's anything.
I definitely think it's something. Obviously, he's been great when you just look at one side of it. Touchdown machine, getting the offense, opening up playbook, getting everyone involved. But it's also something with the interceptions. And we can gloss over it all we want to, but it's what bit them last playoff season.
And it almost killed them yesterday in a game their defense played perfect.
And it killed them against the Vikings. It's great when you still find a way to win. And he's been playing good enough to where they can still be in position to win. But it all is something. The 15 touchdowns, the 8 interceptions, it's all something to watch.
All right, so a couple things. One is, I thought Greg Rosenthal of the NFL Network made this point, and he's exactly right. The Packer fans that are like, oh, no, might have another Favre on our hands are out of their minds. If Jordan Love, if you could right now press a button and be like, he's Brett Favre on the field, go ahead and take it. One of the 10 greatest quarterbacks ever, go to a couple Super Bowls, won a bunch of MVPs. So, and by the way, for the people that don't love the Chiefs being boring, it's an exciting quarterback too. You never know what's going to happen. And so again, just on the field, you take it. And also shout out to some of the kind of football nerds that I listened to all summer that were super high on this Jeff Hafley character from Boston College, who they hired to take over as defensive coordinator. He's been awesome. Yes, and the Green Bay defense has instantly, which Wilds almost punched me in the face last year because I said the Green Bay defense wasn't good. Yeah, that's right, exactly. It was a real fight last year, but they weren't. Yes. But this year they are. I almost did that thing. With all that said, KW.
Thank you. Some sanity here.
Thank you. One of the NFC North teams is going to miss the playoffs entirely. I know everyone's like, oh, it's going to be the Bears.
It's going to be the Bears.
Okay, maybe. I don't think it's going to be the Bears because, as you very begrudgingly acknowledged the other day, they don't play good teams except for the division games. True. And so that's the benefit of the schedule and how it fell and all of it. And their tough game against Washington maybe isn't as tough because Jaden Daniels, God love him, had a hit in the ribs. He was dealing with an oblique or something like I am right now. It's tough for us skinny guys, man, get hit in the ribs. Right. And so I was concerned by some of this game from Jordan's perspective because CJ and the Texans offense could get nothing going. So just don't turn the ball over. And he's still, you know what I mean? He's taking risks, man. And that's who, by the way, he had a turnover problem first 9 games of last year. And then the middle 9 games, he had like 22 touchdowns, 1 pick or something. Yep. And then so it's something to watch.
Yes.
You agree, KW?
Correct. That is the correct take.
Thank you.
Bengals took care of the Browns, who lost to Deshaun Watson for the year with an Achilles. Joe Burrow has his first 2-game win streak of the year. Who are they against, you may ask? Well, here's the Bengals wins. The teams don't score a lot of points, but the Browns have a pretty good defense. Wasn't
it that Joe Burrow can't beat the Browns?
Well, yeah. But this is just this year, and Burrow got, I think it's his 2nd win all time against the Browns. So, Greg, we'll start with you. Something or nothing here?
Oh, God, I'm going to start a pot here. Wow, this is something and nothing.
Oh, man. See, that's why we can't do the pops.
Yeah.
This is something and nothing. Like, it's something because when you look at them getting their 2nd win, it's important for them to even have a chance
just get wins.
Moving forward. Just stack wins. Do as much as you can. And then it's nothing because it was against the Browns.
Well, can I get combo, Brew? So here's what's perplexing to me about the Bengals.
Switch it up a little bit.
They refuse to play well on both sides of the ball in the same game.
Right.
So the first 5 games of the year, The offense, well, no. First game against Patriots, everything was bad.
Yes.
That's the only way you can lose the Patriots. It's everything's bad. The next 4 games, offense awesome, defense terrible. The last 2 games, offense has been bad.
Yes.
Like, I know if people didn't watch this game, and why would you? It's 21-14, but they had an opening kickoff return touchdown.
Yeah.
So the offense scored 2 touchdowns in a game. The Browns went to 3 quarterbacks and were very Brownsy the whole time. So I think the Bengals are a legitimate playoff threat in theory because we've now seen 2 weeks of the defense showing a pulse. But I understand the teams have been awful.
Yeah, I mean,
but
it helps.
you'd like to see the team play well on both sides of the ball once before the midway point of the season, and we're yet to see that.
Yeah, I actually agree with Greg. It's something in just that now at 3 and 4, they're, in the hunt, so to speak, for the playoffs. But it's nothing because they haven't been the least bit impressive. If they don't get that kickoff return at the start of the game, and then honestly, and I don't want to see anybody get hurt. Obviously, fans in Cleveland feel different. But if Jameis Winston plays most of that game, Cleveland might win that thing. Like, I don't – they went to the young kid.
Well, they
DTR,
had to because Jameis was the emergency third quarterback
so they
inexplicably.
they couldn't.
But
yeah,
then DTR got hurt. So
I just think they haven't been impressive in these last 2 wins. So they're not playing well, and I don't think they're going to –
Philly, Vegas for Cincy, and then Baltimore, Chargers, Steelers.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
I mean, you've had them done
Since
all
they
year.
lost to the worst team in
I
the
understand.
NFL,
They're going
week
to make
1.
the playoffs, Wilds.
Nope.
Okay.
Saquon's revenge game did not disappoint. He had 187 yards from scrimmage, while the Giants team had 119 total. And Greg's guy, Danny Dimes, got benched. Looking for a spark. The old looking for a spark from Brian Daboll. Not good. Saquon's numbers yesterday, pretty good. His second most rushing yards in any game, and then he actually took his foot off the gas so other players on the Eagles could eat against the Giants defense. That's nice. So, Brew, the Eagles blow out something or nothing.
I think it's something. This is the type of win that could end a supernatural funk.
I mean, how many times is this?
Every time
it's
you
like
say
every week
you
you're
said
saying
No,
that.
I'm not saying that.
it.
New Orleans, I said,
Nope.
was not a good.
Nope.
I said they had one good win this year, and that was Green
But
Bay
after
on
that,
opening night.
you said
It's
the
like
funk's over.
Yeah.
I don't
Our
remember saying that.
first show.
This is the type. It's a feel-good win.
This is the type.
First of all, I got to say this about Nick Sirianni, not force-feeding Saquon at the goal line. Saquon could have had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I thought that actually showed some rare restraint from Sirianni where we're just going to win this game. It's not about, getting a certain guy going. And obviously Saquon was great. Everybody felt great about Saquon having such a great game against the Giants. This is the type of win that eliminates a funk.
Is the funk?
They haven't given up a defensive. They
Is
have
it
not given.
over?
The funk is over. They have not given up a touchdown, and a defense hasn't given up a touchdown in 2 weeks.
Again, the Giants.
So still, you play who's on the schedule.
You do. This is definitely something. It was impressive the way that they won in this game against the Giants, who the Dallas Cowboys struggled against, the Commanders struggled against. So when you look at it from a division standpoint, it feels really good. Also, anytime you get to stick it to your old team, and Saquon has the day he had, I mean, every player who's ever played for a team that has to play that team wishes they could have had this type of performance. It's definitely something.
All right, so listen, Saquon continues to prove my offseason take about him. This is my worst take of the offseason.
100%.
He's been outstanding.
Absolutely.
Derrick Henry's take was not that great either.
We'll see.
Cowboys.
We'll
what
see.
was the take?
We'll see. We'll see.
Derrick
But I
Henry-
want to
Derrick
talk about
Henry
the more
was- that
important
was a
thing.
good- that
We'll
was not a
see.
good take.
We'll
The
see.
Cowboys, that wasn't
We'll,
good.
we'll see
Stop
about
moving
all
fingers.
those.
Stop.
We will see about all those.
Mark them down, bro.
Also, we'll see about all those, but the Saquon one. But more importantly, if you live in the greater Minneapolis area and you're friends or family with Greg Jennings, Monday night, if you could do a wellness check or send some baked goods to his house or whatever,
No.
because I think Monday night, he's going to be watching Daniel Jones' final start as a New York Giant quarterback, and it's going to be tough for you. Because he has that injury guarantee. Dable already pre-benched him. They play the Steelers. It's going to go bad. It's national TV. And then after that, it's going to be Drew Lock. So Monday
Quieted
night.
us down to say that.
I'm just letting you know.
I'm gonna be okay.
I don't know that you're going to be okay. And so if you could just check in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll check.
Just check in on it.
I'll check.
Don't
I'll
check
FaceTime.
in on me.
Check in on it, guys.
I'm on Facebook.
I'll be.
Under 90 yards. J-Lo, as you like to say,
Please.
Drew.
Thank you, Wow.
Now leads the league in both touchdowns and interceptions. Kind of an odd trophy to have there, I would say. Last season he had 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He's got 8. So is this something or nothing, bro?
I don't think it's anything. Look, he does have, and I know people in Green Bay are comparing him to Brett Favre. He does have some Favre in it. He's a little reckless at times with the football, as you see from the interceptions. But obviously he's great in terms of throwing these touchdowns. Those 15